Alright, what is going on guys? Gino checking back here for another video today, and I wanted to kind of break up the monotony of vlogs and informative videos and actually just have a little sit down and chat topic. It's a pretty controversial one. It's going to be about how big you can get without steroids. Now, like I said, this is a pretty controversial topic since a lot of people just simply throw the claim steroids way too quickly, and that is actually a sign of either their own expectations or maybe perhaps a misconception of what is actually possible to achieve as a natural lifter. Now, if you look at a lot of well-known fitness YouTubers, for example, or natural bodybuilders, you will often see the claim steroids just thrown out there as if it's nothing. And it's often really a shame to see that, because it's a clear sign that a lot of people just don't know what is actually achievable as a natural. Let's just take a few quick examples here. Like, for example, Chris Jones from, I keep wanting to say Physiques of Greatness. That just goes to show how long I've been following this dude. Chris Jones from Pump Chasers, you know, Beast Mode Jones. I've been following this guy ever since I started lifting myself back in 2012, and he already had a pretty phenomenal physique, and that was already 7 years ago. And even 7 years later, this guy has made phenomenal gains, but they are not in the quantities that would dictate that he's obviously on steroids. If you follow a lot of these people very closely, you can see that they still make gains, and that is the way that it should be, obviously, but it's not substantial. Like, it's what you can achieve as a natural lifter. There are just a couple of things that you need to nail down, especially as a natural, if you want to keep on making progress after that newbie gain phase. Because to be fair, the longer you lift as a natural, the harder it'll be to make progress, since you're simply adapting to the stimulus of weight training. So that is when you have to nail down the basics, such as, for example, making sure that you're progressively overloading in the gym. So that means an increase in volume in either weight with small increments, adding an extra set, adding an extra rep, decreasing the rest time, making an increase in the amount of exercises that you do, and so forth. You need to provide your muscles with a bigger stimulus over time in order for you to make progress in the first place. And when you're a natural and you've been lifting for a couple of years, you'll notice that those gains come slower. And that's just the way it is, because like I said, our bodies adapt to the stimulus that we give it. So we need to provide ourselves, or our muscles in that particular, with a bigger stimulus in order to break through that plateau. And besides providing our muscles with a bigger stimulus, we also need to nail down our nutrition, which means that we need to primarily be in a caloric surplus in order to actually provide our muscles with enough energy and building blocks to promote growth. Because what a lot of people also get wrong, and these are often the people that throw the claim steroids around way too often, is a lot of people just simply stay in a deficit way too long and way too often. You need to invest in your physique with a caloric surplus. So that actually means going on a bulk. Now, for a lot of people that might sound scary, because if you look on Instagram, if you look on YouTube, you see all these guys who look very aesthetic and shredded, and a lot of people actually want that as well. And I don't blame you, because, you know, who doesn't want a shredded physique? But you need to understand that if you want your shredded physique to look good and actually look aesthetic, or have that certain physique that you have in your mind, you need to invest in your physique with a caloric surplus. And the more advanced you get, the longer those periods of bulking have to be. You just simply cannot get away with bulking for 3 months and then starting a cut and do it again for 3 months and just staying in that vicious circle of constantly bulking and cutting, bulking and cutting, bulking and cutting. Because the more advanced you get, the rate of muscle gain will slow down. Like, for example, in your first year of training, you can easily gain like maybe even more than 20 pounds of lean muscle mass. That is possible if you approach your training and nutrition in a correct way. But as the years go by, that becomes harder and slower. So that is when you need to nail down all of those basic principles when it comes to gaining muscle and making progress in the gym, so that you can keep on making progress. And it might not be a month by month process anymore, but it will be a year by year process. And that is the reason that a lot of these people look so good, is because they nailed down the basics, did that year by year, and then shred down and get off these steroids claims. Because to be fair, a lot of these people who get the claim steroids have been lifting for about 10 plus years. Look at anybody who has an amazing physique. I'll actually name a few examples here. Jeff Nippert. I've heard a lot of people contemplating or debating his natural status, and to be fair, just look at the context behind it. He has been lifting ever since he was like, what, 14 or 15 years old, and he has been training for 10 plus years. If you do everything correctly for 10 plus years, you will have an amazing physique. It's pretty much impossible to not have a good physique if you nail down the basics for a long period of time. Like I said, Chris Jones. That guy has been lifting for about double the amount of time that I have been lifting, since he was already making these YouTube videos when I started lifting, and that's 7 years ago. Just context, people, that's so important. Let's see if I can name a couple of others. Christian Guzman, for example. He has quite a lot of steroid claims on his name, and just another one, I've been following him since he was like at 5,000 subscribers, and if you actually know a lot of these people, you know that they have been in the game for a long time. And that is what a lot of people often tend to forget. Keep in mind, does this person know what he's doing? Does this person know what he's doing for a long period of time? And has this person been applying these principles for a long period of time? People who underestimate the natural potential are often the people that just don't know exactly what they're doing. They're not chasing progressive overload, they're not investing in their physique with a caloric surplus for a long enough time. And of course, when that happens and you still train and you're not making the progress as much as these other people are making that look phenomenal, I can imagine that a lot of people think that these people are just simply on steroids. But this will be the 4th time that I'm saying this, but context, guys, it's so important. Just realize what you need to do exactly and then start applying that, and you will see that even though it slows down over time as you get more advanced, you will still keep making progress. Another thing that I actually want to show you guys is the pre-steroid era physiques. There are a lot of well-known bodybuilders from anywhere in the years of the 1900s, and this was before exogenic steroids existed. So steroids were not on the market yet. They didn't have testosterone, they didn't have any other kind of steroids that are on the market right now. And as you can see, a lot of these physiques are pretty well developed, even for that time, when a lot of the basic information about training and nutrition wasn't even available yet or researched yet. So that just goes to show we even have it easier than a lot of these people did, and they didn't even have steroids. I hope this video will shine a light for a lot of people that you shouldn't just simply throw the steroid claim around brainlessly. Just keep in mind of the context of what that person who you think is on steroids is doing, and then start applying that to your own training and nutrition strategy, so that you can actually make the adequate amount of progress that you want. And by looking at a lot of these physiques, it's clear that when you know what you're doing and you do that for a long period of time, the natural potential is pretty high. If you look at natural bodybuilding shows, for example, the people that actually win shows in the open classes are well in their 40s or even 50s, and that just goes to show you need to stay in the game for long enough in order to actually achieve a phenomenal physique. Alright, and that is all for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. I just kind of wanted to sit down and chat to you guys about this topic, because I noticed that a lot of people who are in my comment section and in my area in particular just simply throw the claim steroid use around way too much, and I find it quite a shame, because it actually has a lot to say about the expectations that people have about what they even can achieve themselves on a natural basis. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to smash the like button, because it really helps out the channel grow. Comment down below and subscribe to the channel for so much more content coming really soon. I'm out, guys, and peace out. See you in the next one.